One station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
Views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
Oh, yes. I said it. I said, oh, yes. All right, everybody. It's the C. Allen Morning Show, and I tell you, I'm fired up this morning. That Trendy Linda done got me hot this morning. Everyone, I tell you, today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Good morning, America. Good morning, Trendy.
Good morning, C. Allen. Good morning, everyone.
All right, everyone, you know this for the last. I'm giving Trendy her wish, even though she's been really getting on my nerves. I'm going to talk about her so bad today that my head is going to spin off like Chucky.
And I'm going to be like Annabelle.
What does that mean?
She's the new, the girl Chucky in the movies right now.
Oh, my God.
I haven't seen it yet, though.
All right, everyone. Listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. I am going to give you the opportunity to call in today. That's what Trendy wants. Trendy wants to hear from the listeners because she says C. Allen does so much talking, but this is the C. Allen Morning Show.
I know.
Listen, this is Domestic Violence Month, and we're going to be doing two things today. One, we're talking about salon etiquette. Mm-hmm. What bothers you when you go to a salon or a barbershop? I want you to call me and tell me. I want to hear from you this morning. Let's see if I can ease your pain because I got my own issues about the salons and barbershops. Mm-hmm. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what bothers you when you go into a salon or barbershop. That's 1-800-450-7876. Also, we're talking about domestic violence on our next hour. We want to know, when is it okay for someone to put their hands on you? When is it okay? When is it okay to someone to put their hands on you? Because Trendy almost got my hands on her today. And I need to know from our listening audience, when is it okay? Which is serious. Trendy laughing, but she almost got the big hand. When is it okay for someone to put their hands on you, as well as when you what bothers you when you go into salons or barbershops? I want to hear from you. Start calling me now. 1-800-450-7876. 1-800-450-7876. Also, everyone, today, you know, we started early voting in the district, and I am supporting Muriel Bowser. I'm looking forward to going to the polls. It is important that as African Americans, especially because of Proposition 71, we need to make sure that we all go to the polls. It is important when we talk about marijuana and we talk about how many people are locked up because of possession of marijuana. How many people have been incarcerated for years, and then once they get in there, then they get hooked up with all other kinds of stuff just because they were found with some marijuana on them. It's important that your voice is heard. You need to go to the polls and you need to vote. I'm not telling you which way to vote, and I'm not doing any of that. I'm just telling you that you need to vote, and you need to be able to go to the polls and you need to vote. We need all of you to get out there and vote. I think it is very important that you do that. Also, we all know that I've been doing the 90-day challenge for healthy hair, Trendy. And let me just tell you this. I'm having some issues this morning, so I need y'all to pray for me. That's the reason why I'm going to let you all do the talking today, because I don't want to curse on the air and then they put me out of the studio. But, I'm having a problem, Trendy, because last week we had so many people to call Caesar to set up an appointment for the 90-day healthy haircut challenge, and every single person had to reschedule. Don't get caught up in my message on the radio and you get all excited and you dial the number and then you can't meet your obligation, because when we book the appointment, that means we tell someone else you can't have that slot because we have given it to you. So when we talk about what bothers you when it comes to salons, I'm going to go first. One of the things that bothers me, Trendy, is the fact that when clients make appointments and they don't show. What clients have to understand, and I hope you're listening to me because I'm talking about you, boo-boo. What clients have to understand is we set time out. Let's say Trendy has an 11 o'clock appointment. So if Dorothy called and say, I want to come in at 11, we tell Dorothy, you can't come in at 11 because we have Trendy at 11. So we're going to have to get you another time. So listeners, when you call me or when you call Caesar, when you call the salon, and you set up, you block time out, that's time taken away from someone else. I would prefer that if you hear me on the show talking about the 90-day healthy hair care challenge, and you know that you may have healthy hair issues, or you just want your hair to grow out, and I say call me, write the number down, but only call when you're ready. Don't clog up our inbox saying I want to come in for an appointment, and you keep rescheduling over and over and over again, because what happens is that you're taking away from people who really want to be there, people who really want their hair to grow. And it's important. So to me, the first thing for me is what bothers me about salons and barbershops is clients who make appointments and either they don't show, or what they do is when we call to confirm, they don't even call us Trendy. When Caesar called to confirm, that's when they go into I'm trying to think, is that my arms? I smell something. OMG.
But
that's when they go into we need to go to Willow, because I need to check
we are live on the air,
yeah,
sir.
but I smell something.
Well, couldn't you wait until commercial? At least ask me to check you. I would have checked you.
That's true. But let's go straight to Willow, because something ain't right in the studio.
Okay, keep him close there. Keep him close.
Willow, talk to us this morning.
Good morning, C. Allen and Trendy Lindy.
Good morning, Willow. Are you in the city, the burbs, or the woods this morning? Where are you?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in the woods. I just had to call back, so we better be just quick. I told Lonzo I'm having technical.
Okay, let's make it quick.
All right, so
first of all, you about to be in the doghouse in a minute. send me 11 texts early in the morning one more time and see what's going to happen to you.
see, y'all, I'm the only that have a big audience to witness the abuse that I get. But that's right. You said it's because you love us, right?
We're going to talk about that in the second hour of the show. Okay, go ahead, Willow. Did we lose you?
Okay, that's very good. So instead of me hanging up on her, first of all, why would she even be in the woods knowing that she had to call in this morning, so which is crazy. So anyway, so back to what I was saying, and that is that it's a situation where if you know that I was telling Trendy that the clients didn't even call us. We had to call the clients to confirm their appointment, and that's when they said, oh, I have to reschedule. First of all, to me, when you come to C. Allen, it's like going to the doctor's office. You're not going to make an appointment with. Listen, what you got to remember and understand is that I am the founder and CEO of the Bennett Career Institute. I've been running beauty schools for 22 years. I had my own company for 18 years. I've been running salons for 12 years now, and I've been a licensed stylist for I don't know how long. It's a situation, as well as an instructor. It's a situation that I take time out from leaving to school to go into the C. Allen Signature Salon just for everyday women who say that they really want their hair to grow, they really want their hair to be healthy. So let me just break it down for you. I'm not going off on no one, I'm not reading nobody. I just want to tell you this so I can explain it to you. So I'm not the everyday hairstylist. I'm not behind the chair every day waiting on clients or servicing clients. I'm a professional. I'm a business person who has taken out time because I love the C. Allen Morning Show and I love the C. Allen Morning Show listeners. And I want people to have healthy hair. I'm so tired of seeing you women with your hair broken off in the back because of your hats and all kinds of stuff. I'm tired of you just going to bed not knowing what kind of wrap and protection that you need for your hair. I'm tired of going to places like Home Depot and Lowe's and see you in there with a rubber band in your hair. Your hair is broken off so bad. I'm tired of so many of you with the god-awful wigs on your head because you would spend more time on trying to doing a temporary fix with the wigs, and there's nothing wrong with the wigs because we make wigs, but it's also about nurturing your hair. And I'm tired of you going to places where they're charging you $85, $95, $110, $150 for services that is really not that serious in reference to we can give you treatments. And I tell clients, Alonzo, when they come to me, I give them home remedies, because I say to myself, everybody can't come and see C. Allen every week, every 2 weeks, sometimes once a month. They can't come to me. So I tell them what they need to do at home. So if you got color in your hair, or if you have relaxer in your hair, or if you have natural hair, there are certain kind of regimens that you need to do at home. If you can't come into the salon, there are a lot of women who do their own hair because they can't afford to come into salons. So I try to train you on how to make it healthy. So when you come to the C. Allen Morning, when you come into the C. Allen Signature Salon for your free consultation, it is that, Alonzo. It's free. I'm not trying to beg them to get their hair done. I'm not trying to prop them to get their hair done. I'm analyzing their scalp, and I'm telling them what is the best thing for them to do. They can go and do it themselves. They can go back to their own salon. They can do whatever. My job on the morning show is to enlighten and educate you. My job when you come into the salon is they don't take it personal. Is to look at you and see what's going on. Let me tell you what I did for one of my lovely clients. One of my lovely clients who's a C. Allen Morning Show listener. She came in 2 weeks ago, and Willow had cut like 3 inches of her hair because that's what needed to be cut for her hair to be healthy. She said she didn't have an issue with it, but she wasn't comfortable with the length, and she didn't know what she should do because she haven't had shoulder length in a minute. It's always been down her back. What did I do, Alonzo? And I'm not bragging or whatever trendy, but what I did was I said, come in, let me do your hair for free myself. I don't even really do hair. What I do is I do consultations. I love doing relaxers, colors, all of that kind of stuff, because that kind of stuff I like to do because I don't want anybody just doing chemicals on a person. So then, and I give them to people like Willow, who's been in industry 20 years, Acia, Agnes, Kendra, all those great people to do all the fancy stuff that I don't do. My thing is to bring back the healthiness of the hair. That's my part, right? I told her, I'll do your hair for free. I'm not going to charge you. I said, come back in. Let me show you some different styles, some different things that you can do, and all that. And she said to me when she came back, she said, you know what, C. Allen, they told me, you have to break that down, sweetie. They told me, they said, people started asking me about my hair because I see the change already, because we got rid of all those trichopitalosis, all those split ends. We got rid of all of that. And even though it wasn't the length that she used to, so let me tell you what I ended up doing. I did a beautiful twist out on her that looked absolutely beautiful, free of charge. That service was about a $65 service because it took me about an hour to do the twist, trendy, and then she was under the dryer for an hour and a half. So that's using electricity for an hour and a half, and then me standing at my time for an hour. That's at least a $65 service that I didn't charge her anything for. One, because she was a listener of the morning show, and two, because she felt she didn't know what she should do with her hair. And it is my job as the professional to show you, and sometimes to actually do it so you can understand what needs to happen. So please don't think that when we call you in for a consultation and stuff, that we really trying to get you to spend all this money. The problem that I have, and I think that a lot of clients, they get riled up because they hear me and they say, yes, I want to come in, and then they don't show up for their appointments. And a lot of times because they think that, oh, well, they're going to really rake me or whatever. I've seen people who came in, did the consultation, and said, okay, I'll be back next week. I don't have a problem with that. The goal is I'm hoping that I've helped you in some kind of way. All right, everyone. So that was my issue. My issue is clients who make appointments and they don't show. I got a problem with that because then it messes me up for people who really want to be in my chair. I want you to call me 1-800-450-7876. I want to know what bothers you when you go into the salon. And our domestic violence question is, when is it okay for someone to put their hands on you? When you cuss them out, is it okay for them? When you push them, when you hit a man, when you slap a man in his face, trendy, or steal him in the face, is it okay for them to then put their hands on you? I want to talk about that because some women feel like they could do anything to a man and a man shouldn't do anything. So 1-800-450-7876. I want to hear from you this morning. 1-800-450-7876. You need to call me now. We're going to a commercial break, but I definitely want to hear from you. This is C. Allen, Trendy Lindy on the C. Allen Morning Show, 1450 AM, where information is power.
It's a love so true.
1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Good morning, it's WOL Traffic. Today is brought to you by Zips Dry Cleaners, southbound on Kenilworth Avenue. At Pennsylvania Avenue, it was an accident, and it's very slow from Burroughs Avenue to get past that right now, so that is still with us on southbound Kenilworth Avenue. Southbound of the BW Parkway near 450, construction in the left lane slows you down, heading down from the Beltway Inner Loop near Central Avenue. Construction again today slowing you down. Zips is revolutionizing dry cleaning with one flat rate of $1.99 using the same high-quality process as full-price cleaners. Go to 321zips.com for a Zips near you. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by a great new way to commute for today. Mix of clouds and sun, a high near 67. Tomorrow, kind of a rainy day and a high near 68.
The 95 Express lanes open in December. Everyone needs an Easy Pass to use the lanes. Carpoolers need an Easy Pass Flex. Learn more today at 95expresslanes.com.
Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, everyone. This is the Sea Island Morning Show. This is Trendy Lindy live in the studio with Sea Island. And this morning we are talking about salon etiquette. And before we went to commercial break, Sea Island talked about one of his pet peeves, what he hates. He hates when a client books an appointment and she's a no-show. She doesn't call or anything. And he's, taking up a lot of his time for that client, and then he's left there with nothing to do for an hour or so because the person didn't show up. And this, I found that this is why a lot of hairstylists overbook. Now, that's my pet peeve. I cannot stand to go into a salon and my hairstylist got 5 people around the wall waiting for her to do their hair. And then I'm looking like, well, my God, am I going to get out of here at all today? And you feel like by the time you go there, you get your hair done, and some of them, they're kind of tricky. They'll put you under that, they shampoo your hair, put that cap on your head, leave you with that cap on for an hour or two, and you stuck, because who gonna walk around with the cap outside, so you stuck at that point. And then it's just a whole lot. You feel like by the end of the day that you should receive a check because you've been in there at least 8 hours trying to get your hair done. I cannot stand that.
Well, Trendy, tell us what you were saying during the commercial. She went into what
because
she didn't
my
like, but
pet
nobody
peeve.
asked you that.
Yes,
right
you
now.
did. You asked me.
I told you to tell the listeners what you said during the break.
I'm going to get to that.
Nothing about what you didn't like.
But then you asked the callers to call in, so of course you want to know what Trendy does.
Okay, so let's go. I asked her.
Okay, so what I was saying to Sea Island is that there are a lot of places now we were trying to book an appointment for Sea Island, and the lady said, okay, well, I need his credit card information, and she wanted to charge him to get the for the service before while he made the appointment. Now, I felt a little funny about that because most of the times, if you call like an upscale hair salon, they'll take your credit card information and keep it on file. If you show up, they'll charge whatever your service is. If you don't show up, they will charge you whatever you scheduled your service to be. So if you schedule for a shampoo, blow dry, and curl, they're going to charge you for that if you don't show up and cancel within a certain amount of time. So I was asking Sea Island, do you think that's okay for companies to charge your card when you book the appointment? Well, how you feel about that, Sea Island?
Well, the thing is that to me, well, why don't we get Willow, because Willow been waiting for a while.
Okay.
And then remind me that question again. Willow, good morning. Welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show.
Good morning. I'm back. I'm on the mountaintop now, y'all.
Okay,
so let's get right into it. I'm going to talk about how to fix dry hair and in some cases how to prevent it, which is especially fitting because right now we're going through a season change, particularly into the winter and colder months, which tends to bring about a change in the moisture levels of the hair scalp. I don't know, so I get a lot of complaints about that. I suffer from it also myself. So with that being said, I know that the C. Allen Morning Show listeners are equipped with your pen and paper because y'all know I have limited time. And you know you're going to receive a lot of information, so here it is. Several ways to correct and or prevent dry hair. Okay, so if you struggle with dryness, brittleness, or breakage, or you just want smoother strands, the following how-tos that I found for you guys are cost-effective and it's quick. It covers various hair types. Okay, so the first thing is give it a night off. If you're someone who believes that you need daily shampooing, try conditioning on a daily basis, which gives the feel of shampooing without the drying effect, but it keeps the hair moisturized. And then only shampoo maybe every 2 to 3 days if you can stand it. The second thing I found, which is very popular of late, is the argan oil. Argan oil is inexpensive. It can help to fix the dry hair really quickly by offering specific emollients that makes the hair soft, silky, and shiny. And all you need is like a dime to a quarter size, amount to add to the hair. It's great for after shampooing, like before you blow dry, for that thermal service. Or if your hair is already dry, you can put it in there before blow drying, or just use it on your style hair. You just need a little bit, but it adds to moisturizer, keeps the hair protected, and it's not real oily, so it's not going to weigh it down. And then last but not least, and like I said, never fear, because I'll have all this listed. We can add it to the Morning Show page as well as the Willow Vision page. But another thing that I wanted to mention in particular was the fish oil peel. We're taking it back a little bit for some of us. Some of us still do it. But, we know that they're popular for using for weight loss and keep your skin great. But one of the commonly overlooked benefits that it has is the ability to keep the hair moisturized, to prevent and correct your dry hair. Okay, and that's because it has the omega fatty acids in it that lubricates your joints, your hair, and your skin. So be sure to try the one that's purified, though, because the lesser expensive ones have harmful ingredients in it, that kind of like messes with the integrity of the product, so to speak. So anyway, I know that was a lot. Like I said, I have a lot more to give, but we'll be discussing these tips and more Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. So tune in at www.wlbsradio.com for the Willow Vision Radio Show, where we discuss health, beauty, and business for balance. Also, like you'll find these tips listed after tomorrow's show. Y'all have a great week, and God bless. And see, Alan, please ask me what I think about taking a deposit.
All right, talk to me, Willow, real quick. So what is your issue, or what do you think about taking a deposit from clients who call in to book appointments?
I get a lot of flack from my peers about this, but I think it's an awesome idea because, like you said, when you're putting in that time, when you put in for an appointment, you're taking some time where somebody else can be serviced. And we understand that things happen, but by taking that deposit, to me, it shows that for one thing, that you're serious. The chances of you showing up is more likely, and if you can't show up, then more than likely you're going to give that call and not do that no-show. So that's my 10 cents.
Well, I think also, Willow, and I'm waiting for the clients to call me, 1-800-450-7876. Don't be afraid. A lot of people email me saying I was scared to call. Baby, can't nobody see you. Disguise your voice if you have to. 1-800-450-7876. I want to hear from you. And, Willow, to me, I think the reason why I haven't, most professional places, oftentimes they will get a deposit first, and that will show people if they're really serious or not. Because the funny thing is, I was trying to get my Kalani, and I said, okay, Linda, book the appointment. So Linda said they want a credit card, Mr. Bennett. So I said, oh, okay, well, give me a minute. You see what I'm saying? So I had to say, okay, to myself, now, are you going to be serious about this? Because you don't want to lose your deposit. Think that it's easy for people. Sometimes people get caught up, they make the appointment, but because I don't believe, in my opinion, it could be me, a listener have to tell me something different, but I think that they don't put us in a higher ranking in reference to what's going on in their personal situation. I don't think that they value our time. I think that what they do is I think that they don't value themselves either, because they don't put themselves first. So when it comes to getting the appointment, if something else come up, they'll go ahead and do something for other people or just do other things and say, well, I'll get my hair done another time. And I understand that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but pick up the phone and say something. The problem that I have is I have much respect for people who say, I need to reschedule. The problem that I have is when we got to call you to confirm, and that's when you want to reschedule, and you don't pick up the phone to go ahead and cancel when you know that you're not coming. Because this is what happens, Willow. What happens is that I'm only in the salon on Tuesday. I come in and out for clients the rest of the week if there's an appointment, but I'm only in there on Tuesday because I'm running the Bennett Career Institute. So what happens is that if I have a 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, which normally happens, if you set that appointment and then when we call you the date, and then when other people call throughout the week, we say, okay, see, Alan's book. Can you try him another week, or let me talk to him to squeeze you in? So Trendy and Caesar are going around crazy trying to squeeze people in throughout the days that I'm not there, which is Wednesday through Friday through Saturday. But then when I have people scheduled, but then like last Tuesday, I just dealt with walk-ins because everyone from the Sea Island Morning Show who had an appointment, when we called them, they all said that they needed to reschedule. And the only thing I'm saying is that, do you know how many people that Trendy turned down to come in for the Healthy Haircare Challenge on Tuesday? That we could have gotten those people, but we blocked that time out for you, and you didn't show. You see what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that, you know. And trust me, don't get me wrong. Lord knows, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad because things happen. And the first thing people say is when they come in my chair, Alonzo, they say, okay, see, Alan, don't talk about me too bad on the air. Listen, that is not my intent. So please don't think that I'm trying to read you or call you out or make you feel bad. None of those things is our intent.
Hello.
We just want to make sure that we do an outstanding job with making sure that you're right. So Willow, that's something that we have to think about in reference to deposits. Okay, hang up on Willow. She's not paying me any attention.
No.
Hang up the phone, Alonzo. Willow. Okay, good. I was about to say, Alonzo, are you working for Willow Vision or are you working for me? Because I'm trying to figure out why Alonzo still had her on the line.
He's scared. She already threatened him. She threatened Alonzo.
Oh, that's a shame. She be ashamed of herself. All right, so go ahead, Trendy. So now we were talking, so that's just my take, but you know, I have a lot more to talk about. Today, everybody, you're just tuning in. This is the Sea Island Morning Show. It's all about beauty, fashion, entertainment, life skills. We have two things that we're talking about that we want you to call in. The first one is what bothers you when you go into salons or barbershops. That's 1-800-450-7876. I want to hear from you. The second thing is, when is it okay for someone to put their hands on you in reference to hitting you? We're talking about, this is Domestic Violence Month. In our next hour, we have a specialist that's calling in so we can discuss about domestic violence. All right, so now that we gave you the 1-800-450-7876 number, so let's go back to Trendy. So Trendy, now what is your issue when you go into salons?
Well, I was supposed to wait for that.
Exactly.
Oh, I see. Well, you didn't tell me. So anyway, I have quite a few issues actually. So I'm happy today because this is the Monday that I get a chance to vent. I get a chance to just act like you today, Mr. B, because usually I can't act like you. But I really have a problem with going into the salons. I am a hairstylist, and it's really strange because every time you tell me, okay, Trendy, I need you to go over to the salon today, I need you to check this out, check that out, I dread doing it. First of all, I think of the salon as a professional place where people should be able to go into, relax, get pampered, leave their problems outside the doors, and just get beautified without, is that a word? Get beautiful without, dealing with children, dealing with bad attitudes. And unfortunately, that's what we seem to run into when we go into certain salons. There are children running around. and you know, they're turning the chairs and all of those things, and then it's gossip, and then your stylist, they just don't, they act like, you know, like you're just a number. I can't stand it. I'm sorry.
All right, everybody, 1-800-450-7876. We'll be right back after these messages. We want to hear from you.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from News1.com, brought to you in part by Leidos, formerly known as SAIC Leidos, with a legacy of tackling the hardest scientific challenges facing our world. Well, investigators are waiting on the positive identification of remains that were found over the weekend. Now, police do believe those remains are that of UVA student Hannah Graham, who went missing over a month ago. The suspect is already in custody for the abduction of Hannah Graham, who grew up in Fairfax County. Early voting gets underway today in D.C. It means you can go ahead and vote for mayor, city council, as well as that measure to legalize marijuana in the district. Early voting will end November 1st. Now, as Election Day draws near, there are growing fears among Democrats that Republicans will gain control of the U.S. Senate. Joe Gomez has more.
In order to keep Republicans from taking control of the Senate, many Democrat operatives have said they need minorities, especially those in the African-American community, to come out in full force like they did in the 2008 and 2012 elections. A former pollster for President Obama issued a memo predicting crushing Democratic losses across the country if that didn't happen, saying that even half of African-American voters aren't sure when the midterm elections are taking place. Republicans seem to be turning this election into a referendum on President Obama. They need to win 6 additional seats in the Senate to take control of both halves of Congress. I'm Joe Gomez.
Well, the third-string quarterback saves the day. The Redskins used Colt McCoy on Sunday, and he led the Skins to a 19-17 victory over Tennessee. The highlight of the game, McCoy's 70-yard touchdown pass to Pierre Garçon.
I didn't know Pierre was that fast, first of all. I told him that in the locker room, too.
The win puts Washington at 2-5 on the season. And the news brought to you in part by Food Line. Visit your local Food Line for MVP specials like Gala apples, just $1.29 a pound. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to News1.com.
News Talk 1450 WOLAM, where information is power.
All right, everybody. Yes, indeed, everybody. Welcome. It's the C. I sound like Carolina Kitchen. Welcome. It's the C. Allen Morning Show. Today, we're talking about 2 things. The first thing we're talking about is we're discussing what
Salon etiquette.
we're discussing salon etiquette. What happens when you go into salons? What's your issue about salons and barbershops? The reason why we brought this up today is because we want clients. A lot of times clients are scared to tell the stylists and people what's going on. This is your time to let stylists and barbers know what you like, what you don't like, so we can be able to change those things. Also, Domestic Violence Month. When is it okay for someone to strike you? When is it okay for someone to put their hands on you? And someone asked a question during the break, why do women strike first in domestic violence? I want to hear from you, 1-800-450-7876. Okay, so Trendy, so you were saying that you didn't like, so you were saying that you didn't like
the children in the salon. I don't like how I'm treated from the stylist.
What you mean by that?
I don't like when they double book and overbook. I can't stand that.
But you know what I don't like to see, and I do see this. I don't like when clients wait. I think that it's okay to have an assistant, but I don't think that it's fair that your assistant has to do a lot of the job and then you show up an hour or so later. To me, that's just not the way that we do business. To me, it's almost like we're taking advantage of our clients. Even though we do really good work and everything, it's a situation where I feel that we are supposed to be there before our clients, first of all. And we're supposed to greet our clients and then turn them over to the assistant. But we shouldn't be in there and waiting for you to show up. I just think that, to me, it's like you don't respect me and my time and my money. Because, for an example, with me, what I do is I make sure I'm there 30 minutes before 30 minutes before any appointment that I have. I try to be there 30 minutes before. Why? Because you should not be walking in the door with your client. Your client should not be there before you, prior to you arriving, because you're supposed to have time to set up and be able to make sure that you have a professional area before you begin to start to work on your client.
Yeah, you should prepare for your client. It's like having a special guest come to your home. I mean, I go overboard. I clean real good. I want it to smell really nice. I want people to feel good in my presence, in my space. So I do whatever's necessary, and I want to be treated that way. So when I'm not, even in restaurants, I have a problem when I'm not treated special. I have a real problem with that.
But you know what I think? I think that a lot of stylists and barbers not understanding that customer service should be at the top of the game, period. Your customer service is supposed to be A1, that even if your hairstyling is all right, your haircut is okay, but the customer service, let me just tell you all something. Let me pause and say this. On this past Saturday, it was this weekend has just been a trying weekend, but this past Saturday, we buried Glenn Clee. Glenn Clee was an outstanding barber. He was at Melissa's Beauty Salon on Mount Pleasant. He's a graduate from Bennett Career Institute for the barber course and then the barber manager's course. He was an outstanding manager. Glenn Clee was phenomenal. When I tell you, Trendy, he's the barber graduate that I would go to when it was birthdays, special events. Not only did he do a fantastic job, but he made you feel like you was a king. When he would do the shampoo, when he would do the facial, all of that, and he would do all of that in the same amount of time that you would get a haircut. So in about 30 minutes, you would get all of this done. It would be many facials and many shampoo, but it was an outstanding service, and that is something that Glenn did. And he lost his battle, and he passed on October 2nd, and they cremated him in a funeral. And let me tell you something, Trendy, the entire church, the Holy Redeemer Presbyterian Church, was packed with nothing but the Hispanic clients and workers and people that he worked with. He worked in a predominantly Spanish salon barbershop for many, many, many years, and the place was filled. So that gave you an example of how awesome and extraordinary his customer service was, because it was filled in the room. That's all you saw in the room. And I came in, by the time I came there, I missed the funeral. They was doing a repast. Everyone was eating, and people were still in there talking, and they were taking pictures. Someone had did a poster of him because it was cremated, and it touched me when I saw his graduating certificate with my signature there. And they had his clippers on the table and just talked about, that's what's his life, that he loved being a barber. So oftentimes, you ask yourself the question, how am I pouring into someone's life? And I think that the young stylists need to hear this today. They need to understand that when you go behind a chair and you're working on a person, it's about giving that person 110%. It's about listening to that person. It's about making sure that you put that person first. We have no idea if that person is spending their rent money, light money, whatever, to sit in that chair to get a service. Some people, and I tell stylists all the time in barbers, some people can cut their own hair. Some people can style their own hair. But oftentimes it's the pampering experience. It's the experience of coming there, having somebody work on you.
Exactly. And we end our show every week with pamper yourself is your duty. Why? Because you're worth it. It takes a lot for some people to come out of themselves to pamper themselves, because they're so busy taking care of others. So once they take that step, to take some time, to take their money, and to select a place to go, it's important that they go to a place where they feel like they are number one, where they feel like they are a VIP. It's important to let the client know, that you care about them and their hair. And once you build that type of rapport and relationship with a client, that you will have them forever. You don't have to worry about them going next door. You don't have to worry about them seeing a special in a newspaper and going over there to that special. No, they will be committed to you. As long as you are doing hair, they will be in your chair because they know that you care about them. And I've heard it said before, it doesn't matter, how good you are. What matters is that, the person know that you care. It doesn't matter, how much you have or what you do. If you can let the person know that you care about them and that you're for them, they will support you and be with you. So a lot of our people have clientele issues. You don't have people in your chair because you're not building that rapport and relationship with them to connect with them.
Oh my God, please let me talk about that.
Okay.
It's crazy how stylists and barbers will get a client in the chair and they do not communicate with that client.
Yeah.
You are stupid.
They don't know any better, sir.
You're
Salon
stupid.
etiquette. They don't know.
You are stupid. I'm going to tell you why. Why in the world would you sit there and have a brand new person in your chair and you go straight into doing the service and don't even build a rapport with the person?
That is true. You know what, C. Allen, and this is another thing that you told.
I called you stupid. I said it.
He said it. But C. Allen, you said this, and this is the truth. A lot of the students, you're teaching the students to talk to that client when they're in the chair. First of all, you don't know who's sitting in that chair. That could be the one connection that you need to take you to the next level.
Do you hear what I say? It makes no sense to me.
It's crazy.
It makes no sense to me.
You got them right there in the palm of your
You
hand.
have them who trusting you with their life because that's what people do when they sit in your chair, because you can take that razor and hit that artery and it's a done deal. You trust people with people trust you with their life. When they sit in your chair, simpleton, you're supposed to make sure that you talk to the client, engage with the client. When I had Glenda in my chair, Miss Jackson, we talked 30 minutes before I even touched her hair. Why? Because I'm building a connection.
That's right.
Why? Because I need to know who later, because also I believe in spirits traveling. I need to also know who's sitting in my chair, what kind of spirit you got, and you need to know what kind of spirit I have, because I don't need nothing jumping off on you coming onto me. You got that?
I got it.
Oh, okay. So I think it is important that we take time to pay attention. A lot of us, we so busy to get people in and out the doors that we don't even talk to them. There was an incident where a lady came in from Groupon and a stylist was doing her hair. The stylist didn't say anything to her after the consultation. So the whole time she's coloring her hair, she don't even open up her mouth. Why would that lady want to come back?
Why?
Why would she want to invest in time and energy with you? Why would she? What kind of connection did you have with the client? So if you're a stylist or barber out there, you really need to pay attention. First of all, and we're not talking about crazy stuff, and we're not talking about controversial stuff. No, this is the reason why at Howard University in my master's degree program, they taught us that we need to read the newspaper every day. Why? So we can be well versed, so we can be able to know world events, so we know what's going on in our neighborhood, so we can know about the metro section, so we can know just even the food section, what's going on out there. How dare you bring a client in your chair and you don't say anything to them? But wait a minute, I got one before we go to break. How you as a client sit in the chair and let somebody do something to you that you're not comfortable with?
That's crazy too.
If you know that barber is scraping your head when he's supposed to be giving you a bald cut, you need to say something to him. If you see this stuff is flying in your face and on your eyes and on your nose, and you keep moving your hand, you keep taking your hand from underneath the cape, trying to wipe this off and wipe that off, that's the devil, boo. You supposed to say, wait a minute, sir, can you get the hair off my face? The clippers are too sharp. It feels like you're scraping my scalp. You have to learn to open up your mouth. Just because they're the professional, you know how your head is supposed to feel. You know how you're supposed to be adjusted. Let's say you sit in a chair and you don't feel comfortable with the way the chair is adjusted. You got to open up your mouth and you have to say something about that chair. So clients, why would you sit there and be tortured? And I know it's the case because I used to go to an old man on Georgia Avenue. Thank God the shop is closed. I used to go to the old man, and I would pray to God not to get him. But I was too scared at a younger age to say I'd rather wait for the younger cat. And that old man would scrape my head that when I finished, I said, I swear on purpose, he was trying to kill me.
Oh, no.
1-800-450-7876. Y'all better wake up because I'm going off when we come back on the Sea Island Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's a beautiful day.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning, it's WOL. Traffic update is brought to you by Heritage for the Blind. On the inner loop of the Beltway southbound after Ritchie Marlboro Road before Pennsylvania Avenue, the left lane is blocked for construction. Also anticipate delays down from the Beltway to get past 410 toward 450 on the southbound Baltimore-Washington Parkway with construction there. In the left lane, northbound 295 at the 11th Street Bridge, the right lane is blocked on the ramp to the inbound 11th Street Bridge for construction. Be a star, donate your car to Heritage for the Blind. Call 1-800-DONATE-CARS or 1-800-446-1234. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Lidos. For today, clouds and sun, a high near 67. For tonight, cloudy, a chance of a shower down to about 57 for low. Tomorrow, increasing clouds and a high near 68. Lidos has a 44-year legacy of tackling the hardest technical and scientific challenges facing our world. They give their customers the freedom to think forward. Visit Lidos.com. Steve Hirschman for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
Join 1450 WOL as we salute Marion Barry on 40 years of service to the District of Columbia. Thursday, October 23rd from 4 to 4:30 p.m. with Carl Nelson on 1450 WOL. News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here live here on the Sea Island Morning Show. This is Sea Island and Trendy Lindy. 1450 AM WOL, where information is power. If you're just tuning in, what we're doing is we are talking about, we're asking the listeners to let us know what their thoughts are in reference to what do they like or dislike when they go into a barbershop or a salon, so our beauty professionals can hear and make changes. That number is 1-800-450-7876. So I'm assuming that my listeners do not go into salons and barbershops because no one has called in. 1-800-450-7876. Also, when is it okay at the 11 o'clock hour, which is coming up, we have we're going to be interviewing Lindy's interviewing Amina about domestic violence, and we're going to talk about that. And when is it okay for someone to strike? And then one of our listeners has said, why do women strike first in domestic violence? So I want to hear about that, and I want to talk about that, but I'm going to wait until the 11 o'clock hour. But let me just tell you something. This is my biggest problem, and I need y'all to pray for me because I'm about to go off. My biggest problem is when you invest your time and energy in new stylists and barbers, and you give them free opportunity to come in and work to try to build some money and make some money. You stand behind them, you go out and you buy them. And this is me talking. This is nobody else. So let me stop saying you. I go out and I buy them products to get them started with. I give them a chair. I take a risk with them, an opportunity to bring them into the Sea Island brand. And this has happened to me, Alonzo, so many times that as soon as they get situated, as soon as they build a clientele, as soon as they get situated, they just leave like a thief in the night. What they do is they wait until all of us leave. They go into the salon and they gather all their things and they leave. They don't give me a notice. They don't call me and tell me they gone. They would usually call my assistant, Rashawn, and say to them, oh, Mr. Broadnax, I left the salon because of so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm trying to figure out who in the hell hired you, because Rashawn didn't. I'm trying to figure out who's the person who poured into your life. what happened to that person? What happened to the person that gave you an opportunity? What happened to the person that was there for you when nobody else was there? What happened to the person? You didn't even take the initiative to even get on the phone. I didn't say, or you could even wrote a letter. You could have sent a text. You didn't do any of those things. You came in the midnight hour like a thief in the night, came and grabbed your things and left. And on some occasions, Alonzo, they didn't only grab their things, they grabbed some other stuff too. And they
Some
left,
of your things.
and they left like a thief in the night. I got a major problem with that. When you pour into these young people and you give them everything, the only thing, we're not asking you to stay. If you feel that something's not right and you want to move on, by all means you do that, but you at least give somebody an opportunity. At least say, you know what, Bennett, you did everything you could, but you know what, I don't think that this is for me. I think that it's time that I move on. You know what, I appreciate everything, but I just don't like the vibe here. I would rather you tell me all those things, but don't leave like a thief in the night. For me to come to work in the morning and find a shelf empty, I got a problem with that. When you didn't have no problem calling me when you was behind on your rent. You didn't have a problem calling me when you hit the flat tire. You didn't have a problem calling me when you had car troubles. Yeah. You didn't have a problem calling me when you needed my credit card to rent a car. But then you can't pick up the phone when it's time for you to depart ways. And then half of them I still haven't spoken to. And don't get me wrong, I'm the school owner. I'm not speaking to graduates. They have elected to leave wrong. So since they left wrong, they scared to even come back around. So then they missing out on all of the wonderful things in the beauty industry because they left without even having a conversation. I got a problem with that. I'm going to pause and take Mike on the line, then I'm going to get back on that one because I'm not finished. Mike, good morning. Welcome to the Sea Island Morning Show.
Hey, how you guys doing, man? You guys are talking about beauty salons and barbershops?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, my thing is, one thing I hate, man, is if my barber got the stinking breath. And it will drive me up a wall, man. I'll come in there with fresh breath, and I think it's contagious. I may leave with bad breath. And they got to do something about that.
Okay, Mike. Well, you know what? And we tell them how important it is to have mints. We don't want them chewing, but it's important for them to pop a mint in their mouth. I have them. I have a toothbrush and toothpaste in my office with me just in case. Sometimes I'll go up to Lindy and I say, give me a smell check, make sure I'm okay. And you're absolutely right. Before you see clients and get into their faces, you need to smell right. Thank you, Mike, for calling in. Keep listening. And that's true.
That's true.
With your stinking breath self. So why are you gonna come out there and you're gonna get in somebody's face? So what kind of haircut you want? And your breath is smelling like Chauncey and Chelsea just went to the bathroom.
Chauncey and Chelsea.
They went to the bathroom. Thank you, Mike, for calling in. 1-800-450-7876. Again, that's 1-800-450-7876. We're hoping that our barbers and stylists are listening, so they'll be able to change their ways. So let me get back to what I was saying. What I was saying earlier was, to me, I think that it is a major problem that we have in our industry. What that problem to me is respect.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because in the lack of, or the lack thereof, because the problem that I have is that, yeah, you can say, oh, well, Mr. Ben is real nice or what have you, but at the end of the day, you don't take people's kindness for a weakness. There's a respect that has to happen. No one is supposed to just walk off their job without giving somebody ample notice. Exactly. The thing about my situation, by me owning the school, it's very easy for me to put someone else to fill those shoes instantly. You know, but what about the salon owner that was relying on you to pay that $250 a week booth rent, that $1,000 a month, that helped pay the bills, keep the lights on, the gas paid, the telephone on, all that kind of stuff, and you just going to turn around and just leave like a thief in the night like that? Let me tell you what happened to me, Alonzo. Let me call it out. Let me tell you what happened to me one time. I took over a salon from a lady who was having issues. She came to me, and I took over her salon, okay? At one point, her assistant, along with somebody else who was their assistant, they got into it in the back So we had to let those assistants go. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Alonzo, I ended up having 3 girls. One of them was paying $300 a week. I had 2 paying $300 a week and 1 paying $250 a week. So that's $300 a week times 2. That is $2,400 a month, plus the 1 paying $1,000. So that's $3,400 a month. Alonzo, they left at the same time, and they all went to Salon Plaza. Now, common sense, Alonzo, would have said to them, you know, that's going to really hurt Bennett. That's going to really take a crunch out of his pocket at one time for all of us to be paying booth rent and to leave like that. And mind you, one of the girls, well, all of them, I poured into their lives. All of them, I helped them. I mowed them. All of them, I worked with them. I did everything I could for them. And because they had an issue, instead of saying, you know what, Bennett has done so much for me, let's work this issue out, y'all, because we're a team. But instead, they all jumped and they left at the same time. I don't care what anybody say, and I know some of them are listening. I believe that they intentionally did it to hurt me. I believe that because there's no way, Linda, I'm going to let you talk, but there's no way in my feeling that it could have been done any other way but to try to hurt me, because everybody still has to put on a little business sense to know how is this going to affect the business if all 3 of us leave together at the same time. Boo, you did it on purpose to try to hurt me.
I would say, see, Alan, it wasn't intentional. I don't think they intentionally tried to hurt you. What I do believe is that it was a selfish act. What they really, in my opinion, they were only looking out for self. They only cared about self. And at the end of the day, it was all about self. And and if some people got hurt in the process of doing self, then oh well, they got hurt. And unfortunately, you were one of those people. But it was really sad because one of those individuals, you actually came in and made the blow lighter for her. She was under a lot of stress before you came, and you came in and, you know, made the place beautiful, and you did all of those things. And then, you know, I think you sliced their rent in half for the first 3 months
First of all,
you did a whole lot.
But not only that, though, but the problem that got me was I did that and more.
You did.
Because it was emotional situations going on. It was me mentoring them. It was just a lot going on. But that's just, to me, it's a lack of respect.
Yeah.
That's how
definitely.
We do each other. I don't care what anybody say. Rashawn going to come on in a few minutes when we come back from break, and he going to have a whole different perspective. But I'm just telling you, from my opinion, it's not right.
No, it's
the
not
problem
right.
that we have in our industry and our race, period, and that is communication. We do not know how to communicate. Yes, I've done a lot for you, but it's time for you to move on. Okay, no problem. Just say something.
Let's talk.
But when you leave like a thief in the night, and then some people lines will say, "Oh, you know what, Ben? I did it right. I came in and told you that today is my last day." Stupid. That's not doing it right. How can you come to a business and say, "Oh, today is my last day. I'm doing it right"? No, you give people notice of your intentions. Number one, you try to see if people can change first. And then if they can't change and your mind is made up, then let's go directly into let's part ways the right way. But most people leave the wrong way.
True.
This is C. Allen in the morning. When we come back from commercial break, we're going to take Rashawn Broadneck's call. We're talking about what kind of ticks us off in salons and barbershops. And we're also talking about domestic violence in the next hour. We'll be right back after these messages.
1450 WOL.
Geico presents Fan Mail to a Pig.
Dear Maxwell, first off, I really enjoy your commercials about Geico's app. I watch them over and over and over. They make me both laugh and very hungry. Weird. Anyway, I just want to let you know how Geico's new claim status updates on the app really blow me away. Getting those updates makes me think of you. I'd like to thank you in person. Just send me your address. All the best, Big Bad W. Sure thing, Big Bad W. I got a pen. It's 802 Not Gonna Happen Lane.
Claim status updates just a tap away on the Geico app.
If someone you love is struggling with addiction to alcohol or drugs, then you must listen to this. No matter what addiction you're coping with, you are just one phone call away from real help. Recovery Hotline has trained treatment and intervention specialists who will help you get your loved one into a fully certified inpatient facility that is right for them. Most insurance is accepted. Just call 800-803-4291 today. The call is free. The help is real. Call 800-803-4291. 800-803-4291.
And the Ad Council.
Join 1450 WOL as we salute Marion Barry on 40 years of service to the District of Columbia. Thursday, October 23rd from 4 to 4:30 p.m. with Carl Nelson on 1450 WOL.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
All right, everyone, we're back here live. This is our 11 o'clock hour. We're so excited here on the Sea Island Morning Show. You know, I'm fired up in the studio, so I need to calm down. Let's get Rashawn Broadnex on the line. And then once we finish with him, then we're going to go to Amina, who is our domestic violence call in today. Rashawn, talk to me.
Yeah, well, first of all, y'all should have had me in the studio because, you know, I am so excited. These are the type of topics I love to chime in on. Can you hear the excitement in my voice?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is a topic that we have been discussing, you know, back and forth, and I wholeheartedly agree with you that, you know, there is a right way to do things. I also know that, unfortunately, some people just don't know, and they have to be taught.
Yeah.
And one thing that I have realized that in this industry, a lot of people that we deal with, this is realistically their first job. They don't know that you're supposed to give a 2-week notice. You know, some of them, of course, they do, and they still don't, because we deal with a lot of older stylists where this is not their first salon. And the ones that you had mentioned, you know, who left in the middle of the night and all that kind of stuff, it had not been their first job. I don't necessarily think, yeah.
This is my issue. My issue is this. Because Trendy Lindy said a minute ago, which I disagree with. She said, with Sea Island, I don't think that they did it intentionally to hurt you. I disagree with that. And I'm going to tell you why. And I disagree with you saying that they don't know it's their first job. What I'm saying to you is that I had a girl. Listen to me. I had a girl at the MLK location who got in trouble. I sat there with her mother in the courtroom. Prayed, did everything that I was supposed to do. I worked with that girl. I started her off free, $75, $100, all that kind of stuff. I groomed her. I worked with her. When the manager told me that her book was really, really filling up, I said, okay, let me raise her rent $25. She quit. After all that I'd done for her, she knew that she wasn't paying the boyfriend at the time. But then you're going to turn around and quit, and the girl hasn't said buku, doo-doo, nuku since then. So what I'm saying is that, and if you are a graduate from the Bennett Career Institute, that means you had at least 50 student body meetings during your time. When I've talked to you about certain things, we have built a rapport. How dare you leave like a thief in the night and do not even take the opportunity to pick up the phone and call me? That has nothing to do with not having a job. That has nothing to do with that. No, what you did was that was a lack of respect, and you had no care or concern for me when you decided to leave like a thief in the night.
Okay, well, see, Alan, what you're doing is you're talking about a specific incident. I'm talking in general. But in reference to that specific incident with that young lady, I feel you there. But then also what I would say to you is we have to be careful who we invest our time, our money in, because some people are not appreciative. And you went out of your way, out of the kindness of your heart to do those things. That was just a person who was not appreciative.
Well, the other side,
everybody is not going to appreciate the things that you do, and there are some people that you just can't, you know, going out of your way and doing things out of the kindness of your heart. They're not going to receive it that way. There are some people who are gardeners in life who take care, and there are some people who are flowers who just receive.
That's good. You must have got that from church Sunday. Lord, he done went to church Sunday. The pastor done told him something, and then he gonna bring it into the show like
That's
he created.
How you do it. That's how you do it.
Exactly.
That's how you
what
do
happens
it.
when you go to the Canaan Baptist Church of Northwest Washington.
Okay, so wait a minute. First of all, you need to get off the speaker because there's an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the car.
Okay, well, you need to, because that's an echo. That's the first thing. And the second thing is don't be doing no shameless plug talking about Canaan Baptist Church. well, listen to me. I think Mr. Broadneck said the only problem is that I still think that, and I agree with you, that I need to monitor who I invest in, who I don't. But the problem is that, and our listeners out there need to understand, this is why a lot of people a lot of bosses and people that's in leadership roles, this is the reason why they limit what they do for other people, because people have burnt them so many times down the line that by the time you come on board, you can't, you don't have any room to do anything. It reminds me of, I think about Linda West Point, Trendy Lindy, how she oftentimes say, Dad, it's like she can't get away with anything because of the people that came in front of her and what those people did. I would say, Linda, go in the closet. What you going to the closet for? What you looking at? What you doing here? What you doing there? Give me that purse. All that kind of stuff. And a lot of that has to do with the past experiences that we had. I just think that it's unfortunate that you do so much for people and they really turn around and give you their butt to kiss.
I would definitely agree. But one thing that I like to do is, before I just give all of myself away, you have to show me what your intention is. I can give you a little piece, to where it's not going to make me no difference one way or the other. But when you start to show me what your true intention is, then that's where our relationship can either grow or it'll dissolve.
And you know what's so funny? What's so funny is that kind of remind me when I told you the situation with the salon down the street and the stylist. And the stylist was saying, well, you don't give me enough commission. And the older salon owner said, well, first of all, baby, you only been here a week. You need to show me what you can do before you come. And that makes all the sense. And that makes all the sense in the world now. Show me what you can do before you. And my mother say all the time, well, Chet, the problem is you give people way too much. People need to prove themselves. People need to prove themselves before you begin to do X, Y, and Z, because guess what? The proof is oftentimes in the pudding. What I'm noticing, Rashawn, Linda, Alonzo, Amina, we're going to get you in a second. What I'm noticing is everyone got a good game in the beginning. Everyone talked right in the beginning, but then eventually their true self shows up.
That's right.
Eventually their true self show up every time. They start off real good, but then after a while, Rashawn and I have conversations and we say, oh, so now we see why you've been doing hair 20 years and this is the situation. Oh, so now we see why you move from salon to salon. Oh, so now we see why, you want to leave at 4 o'clock. Oh, so now we see why, because after a while when you be around people, people can talk as much as they want, but the fruit on the tree is going to show. It's going to show us. And sometimes the old folks say, sometimes you just got to sit back and watch.
And watch.
Don't even say anything. Sit back and watch, because their true personality is going to come out sooner or later. And a lot of times, part of the problem is, and this is my segue into domestic violence, is part of the problem is a lot of times some of us, we just broken. We broken. Hurt people. We get into a situation where we do things because of what other people has done to us. We feel like this is all that we can do now, so we have to work or we have to do certain things because this is how we've always done it. So some people who left without saying anything, what probably has happened was that's how they live their personal life. They run from things.
Well, you know what? I was thinking about this morning, and I said, in thinking about the topic, I said, maybe it's not that there's an intent. Now, some people, of course, they have their intent to do harm, but I believe that most people, that's not their intent. I think that with a lot of people that we have dealt with, they are just ashamed. They don't want to disappoint, so they choose to leave and never say anything because they don't want to disappoint or seem like a disappointment in your eyes. What do you think about that?
Well, I definitely agree with that to a certain extent, but then I think that something has to tell them that it's still a hurtful feeling, and they made it worse. Not speaking to me.
We didn't say anything.
Like, for an example, you and I got into it with the last girl who left like a thief in the night. Someone that I really liked and someone that I really respected. That really hurt my feelings. I knew that it was time that she transitioned. I knew it. But it was because she never picked up the phone. She called you, but she never the phone and say, and you said to me, well, she don't really have she more or less have a relationship with me, talking about you, Rashawn, opposed to me now because of what's going on. Because of me being married. But the point is that I take it personal, and that's where the problem comes in. I'm the owner of the school. I work with you, and you take the opportunity that now you want to transition and do something else, and don't even pick up the phone and say, Mr. Bennett, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, but it's time for me to move on. You don't even give me the decency. I got a problem with that.
Well, like you said, she did. It was more than relationship. You placed me in a position of authority to where the people are supposed to come to me instead of coming to you. And that was just the other way that I wanted you to look at the situation, that she did bring it to me, and she told me what was going on. And basically everything that she would have said to you, she said to me. She thanked everybody at the salon for the experience. She learned so much, blah, blah, blah. So all that conversation that she would have had to you, she gave to me only because I was in that position of authority. But before you hang up on me, I wanted to talk about domestic violence.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's skip subjects because I'm feeling a certain way. I need Trendy got to rub my shoulders.
I was about to say, Trendy, reach out and touch him.
Yeah, Trendy got to rub my shoulders because I could talk about that for the whole hour, because I think all the way back to the girls at MLK in the beginning, and I just think about part of it is this, and that is that our minds are so weak that we listen to other people. Other people get in our ear and they tell us all kinds of crazy stuff, and then they have us doing stuff we don't have no business doing. But I feel like I have girls, Rashawn, who left me, who still owe me money, who are graduates and stuff, people that I just really trusted and worked with. That's a hard pill to swallow.
It is, but then what I say, or how I easily get over those things, I say, now I know where you are, and now I can deal with you accordingly. You see what I'm saying?
I'm talking about the same people who lost their mother come to me for a check. The same people who need me to help bury people, all that. And the funny thing is that I'm not gonna vent no more. Those are the ones. Go ahead. Let's talk about domestic violence, because I rebuke that spirit of depression and all that. Because I'm about to ask Trendy for a tissue. So let's just rebuke all of that. Let's add Amina to the line while you talk about, because Amina is here to talk about domestic violence. So, but let Rashawn go ahead and answer his question while Amina is on the line. Rashawn, you still there, right?
Yes, I'm still here.
Amina?
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so Rashawn.
Amina.
Okay,
Good morning.
So go ahead, Rashawn, because we've got 2 minutes before we go to break. What's your question? What's your issue?
So it wasn't really an issue. I just wanted to give a comment in reference to, who hitting first. I wholeheartedly believe that as people, we keep our hands to ourselves. I don't think that it's right. Some people, you said earlier that some women feel that it's okay to hit the man first or what have you. I think you just keep your hands to yourself. You don't need to put your hands on anybody. And that's where things get out of order, when we take it upon ourselves and we do that, because then we start to really, people feel disrespected, they feel demeaned or whatnot, and then one thing links to another, which can be a really bad situation.
Okay, because we have a Facebook. Why do women strike first in domestic violence? And we have a lot of people making comments. One person said, but sometimes women don't strike first. We as women know how to hit below the belt with words, and men and partners cannot handle it. The real question is why as women we take them back. And someone said, Angelita said, some strike first because they don't know their worth to move on. They think they can re-erase a man. And then someone said on the defense. So we're going to talk about all that. Rashawn, we're going to let you go. We thank you for your comments. When we come back, we have Amina. Linda's going to be talking to Amina about domestic violence and her event that's coming up this week.
Yes, this Saturday.
Okay. All right, everyone. We got to go to commercial break. Hold the line, Amina. Thank you so much, Rashawn. This is 1450 AM, where information is power.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good morning. This WOL Traffic Update is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. On the southbound Baltimore-Washington Parkway, it was construction in the left lane after 410 and an accident along the right in the same location. Very slow down from the Beltway northbound on 295. It was the right lane blocked for construction on the ramp from northbound 295 to go inbound on the 11th Street Bridge. A little slow as you stay to the left. Winston Churchill's words stirred his country in the face of defeat. Today they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment, pass it on. From the Foundation for Better Life at Values.com. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by Zips Dry Cleaners for today. Clouds and sun, a high near 67. 52 overnight with a slight chance of a shower. Tomorrow increasing clouds with afternoon showers and a high near 68. Zips is revolutionizing dry cleaning with one flat rate of $1.99 using the same high quality process as full price cleaners. Go to 321zips.com for a Zips near you. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
Join 1450 WOL as we salute Marion Barry on 40 years of service to the District of Columbia. Thursday, October 23rd from 4 to 4:30 p.m. with Carl Nelson on 1450 WOL. News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone. We're back here live here on the C. Allen Morning Show. We are super duper excited to be here. I tell you, that trendy is something else. Let's get Amina on the line.
Good morning, Amina.
Good morning. How are you all?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for calling in on the C. Allen Morning Show. In honor of Domestic Violence Awareness, we're glad that you called in. We want you to talk a little bit about your nonprofit, what you do, how you got started, and things like that.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you both, Mr. Bennett especially, and you as well, Linda, for having me. This is a very important month, and I definitely do not want to take away from Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but I do appreciate you all for taking the time to talk about domestic violence, because October is the month of awareness for that as well. And for me, one of the reasons why I started the foundation, actually I wanted to start my foundation, Love by the Handles, years upon years ago. But in me desiring to start it, life happened, which caused me to experience domestic violence in my marriage. I was married for a long time, and for me, I experienced the non-physical, the verbal, the emotional, the mental, that a lot of people don't talk about. And so with the foundation and me being a 501c3, thank God, just happened this year, I'm able to talk about abuse from all aspects, from the three that I named, to physical, to spiritual, to sexual, all of that. And also, yes.
Not to cut you off, because we have a lot to talk about, and you just going on and on. Praise the Lord. So listen, let's talk about the three that you talked about, because you know what, Amina, this is really good, because a lot of people never talk about the verbal.
Yes.
They never talk about the mental. They never talk about all of the. What I tell my students all the time at the Bennett Career Institute is that it's about self-fulfilling prophecy. If somebody keep telling you black, fat, and ugly, and they keep telling you over and over and over again, you're going to start to believe that you black, fat, and ugly. My question to you is, tell us some ways that we can try to break that cycle when people are constantly, and I'm talking about people like in authority, like our mother and father, uncle, people who raised us, who constantly do that mental thing, because a lot of people who suffer with sexual abuse, it started first with the mental thing, because people are manipulators and they start to get your mind first. Once they get your mind, they got you. So let's talk a little bit about that verbal, tell us a little bit about what happened to you and how was you able to get out of that so we can help somebody this morning.
Well, one good thing that you mentioned was that even on my Facebook post, my post is domestic violence is more than a black eye. Because at the end of the day, it starts from your self-worth. It starts from so many things that have been rooted in us, men and women. We definitely focus more on the women because a lot of times that is the highest percentage, as well as where women can get more help. But men are domestic violence victims as well. And it all comes from your self-worth as well as awareness. Especially within the African American community, we don't talk about a lot of things, mental health, and we really don't talk about the root of even domestic violence, because it is deeper than someone hitting on another person. Because even once you hit on that individual, and people are very quick to judge, well, why don't they just leave? Why do they go back? Again, it's deeper than that. And unless you were in or have experienced a domestic violence situation, relationship of all the forms that we have already mentioned, then it's easier said than done. So the biggest thing is really being that person or helping that person understand that they are beautiful, understand that they are important, understand they have to be in an unhealthy relationship, regardless if it's, as you said, a parent to a child or in a intimate.
So, Amina, what would you tell a girl who is living with their boyfriend? The boyfriend is constantly verbally abusing them, but they have no mom to go to. They have no dad to go to. They're really relying on, and this happens so often, where the girl is staying with the guy because they really have nowhere else to go, but they have to deal with the abuse, the constant abuse, calling them names, saying things like, if nobody gonna want you, and all this kind of stuff that mentally that they have got them on a mental level. What do you tell that girl?
The first thing is it has to speak out, and it has to be as a weapon. I don't care if it is a coworker on your job you talk to. I don't care when it's your church, where you go to get your hair done. You have to speak out. And at some point, I can do it now or before I end, I can even give the domestic violence hotline, where you can speak out to someone who doesn't even know you. But it is important, because the reality of the matter is, and I'm very passionate about this, the reality, some people, they don't talk because they've been so long that it's them. So if they go and talk to someone else about it, it's like, oh, they're not going to matter, or they're going to think I had something to do with it, or they're going to ridicule me. So they deal with it. So they can also talk to a domestic violence, hotline, and I can give that number as well. But they have to speak out.
And you know what? It's funny you said that, because this is what we go through. What we go through, Trendy, Lindy, and I, we go through sometimes, and they told us this, 1996, when I was getting my master's degree, that was 18 whatever years ago, they told me, they said that most of your day as a school principal is going to be dealing with the day needs of the individual before you can even get into the lesson.
Definitely.
Do you know that there are times when Trendy and I can't even get a good hour of work in because of the counseling? We're not complaining, but we think it's important that people do. Most of us black folk don't talk. We don't believe in going to psychiatrists. We don't sit on nobody's couch. We don't go to counseling that much. much. A lot of times we turned away from the church because the same ones counseling us is trying to hit on us. So then we find ourselves in a way where we let the streets raise us, and we let our girlfriends talk to us on the phone, and we let the barbershop folks tell us what to do. So now we're finally getting a resurgence of people that are popping up saying, hey, I need help, I need to talk, because so many people are broken, Amina, and when you talk to them, it started in their home. It started with them listening to how daddy did mama, or how grandmama did daddy, and all this kind of stuff. They listen to the abuse that going in the house, all of these black dogs and this and that and things. We internalize those things, so then when we get in the relationship, we okay with them calling us a black dog, because that's what our mama called us when we didn't clean our room, your black dog. Or that in my house growing up, that was a curse word. Oh, we called each other black dogs, but don't let my mother or father hear us, because my mother would say her favorite line was, if you a black dog, then what does it make me?
Right.
So I want you to talk to my listeners about, I want you to give out that number and give us 3 things, Amina, 3 things that you think a woman can do if she is verbally abused. Because oftentimes Amina, let me just say this. I've seen this so many times. I've seen girls who come to me and they really stand with the person because they have nowhere to go. But they deal with it. And Trendy and I have seen the verbal and physical abuse on the beginning, on the onset, and they still marry the people. So why in the world you think that things are supposed to stop? Sweetie, things are going to get worse. If they acting like this is your signs now. If you see them verbally abusing you now, what you supposed to be doing is, I'm not going to tell, I'm going to let Amina tell us. Go ahead, Amina. Tell us 3 things. If I'm in a verbally abusive relationship or even friendship, what are the things that I'm supposed to do? Let me just say this, Amina. I'm talking too much. I'm going to let you talk. Let me say this. Trendy said something to me I would never forget. I'm the type of person, Amina, I call people names. Sit down with your black self, you goat. You make me say, and stuff like that I need to work on, right? I'm just being honest. So Trendy in the office with me, I get upset with her all the time because her head is hard. She always doing something she don't know business doing. Right, Amina? You know. So listen, always doing something, Alonzo. Alonzo, you better best believe she always doing something that she don't have no business doing. I gotta say, Trendy. So listen, she said to me one time, Amina, it changed my life. She don't know this. This is what she said to me. She says, Mr. Bennett, I don't do well with name calling. She said to me, I have a problem when people call me outside my name. And you know what? It something triggered in me because it made me realize how often I was doing it. Then it made me realize that what makes it right, because I'm the owner, to call somebody a goat, an alligator, or whatever it is outside their name, even though it may not have seemed offensive to me, that still wasn't her name. So then it had to make me start doing I had to start doing my internal search to figure out why when I get angry I go to name calling. So I had to start working on me, but I didn't think about it until Trendy said, well, Mr. Bennett, I'm not good with that. It's meaning to say, I know I work for you, but I'm about to go off if you call me another name.
Right.
Tell us the 3 things. Tell us the 3 things. What do you do if, let's say, a woman, man, whatever, is in an abusive relationship verbally? What do you talk to?
The first thing is be honest. Be honest with yourself that this is an unhealthy relationship, and be honest in saying why you're still staying. If it's for financial reasons, if it's for the children, if it's because what you mentioned, being sexually abused, things that happened in your childhood that you never overcame. So be honest. The second is empower yourself, knowing that whatever it is that you have decided that you finally want to admit to why you're dealing with it, is that it can get better and you can get out of it. Because if it's dealing with financial reasons, we'll just deal with that one. Then empower yourself to either start looking for another job, saving money, different things to empower yourself to get out. And the last thing, which is the first thing that I even mentioned, is speaking out. knowing that there are people out there. You're not going to speak out and talk to the person who's going to, keep you down and make you think, that it's your fault or whatever. No, you're going to speak out to someone that you know ultimately can help you move to the level in life that you need to move it to be happy and healthy and healed.
All right, so we got to take a break, and when we come back, Amina, we want to go a little more into that, because I believe that a lot of people stay because they settled. A lot of people stay because they don't want to change their situation. They're happy in their home. They're happy driving the car. They're happy being taken care of. So what they do is they say, well, you know what, a little him calling me a name or two, and him kind of pushing me a little bit, that's nothing compared to all that I have, because to me it's mental. So we're going to talk about the mental effects when we come back of domestic violence. Comments 1-800-450-7876. We'll be right back after these messages.
So put the drop top down, turn it up.
1450 WOL.
Good morning, I'm Doug Parrish. Here's the latest from News1.com, brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Well, the search is over for a Northern Virginia girl. Police found a body over the weekend, and they believe it is Hannah Graham, who went missing over a month ago. They're now waiting on positive of the remains from the medical examiner.
Again, these are human remains, and forensic tests need to be conducted to determine the identification of those remains.
That's Charlottesville Police Chief Timothy Longo. A suspect is in custody for Graham's abduction. One man is dead, another is in the hospital following a shooting early this morning in D.C. Police responded to 8th and Jefferson Streets Northwest. That's in Brightwood. Police say the first victim died at the scene. Police looking for a gray 2003 Monte Carlo with Maryland tags that they say the shooter got away in. President Obama is urging Americans not to give in to fear or hysteria over Ebola. During his weekly address, Obama pointed out that just 3 of Ebola have been diagnosed in a nation of more than 300 million. He said implementing a travel ban from West Africa would only make the Ebola problem worse, because he says there would be no way to track possibly infected people if they entered the United States. Gasoline prices in the D.C. metro area are down again this week. AAA Mid-Atlantic reports the average price for regular unleaded is now $3.11 a gallon. That's down 9 cents from last week. $3.11 is also the national average. The Washington Redskins get a win, and they had to bench quarterback Kirk Cousins to do it. Enter Colt McCoy, the third-string quarterback. Hey, he was pretty good. Redskins beat the Titans 19-17 on a late field goal. And the news brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life commitment. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. I'm Doug Parrish. When you're looking for news for Black America, go to news1.com.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
And Linda, okay.
Ooh, these sidebar conversations that we're having, we have to save for another show.
I mean, the only thing I can say, beautiful day. That's all I can say, because I'm telling you that Trendy Lindy and I, that's why I love her, because we agree to disagree. Okay, now we have a question here from Abrilla Mackey on our Facebook page. She says, ask her what advice she would give a friend going through the same thing. Then she should consider taking that advice. Abrilla, you said ask her what advice she would give a friend going through the same thing. And I'm assuming, Amina, that even though Abrilla just asked that, I'm assuming that what we're telling people is that basically what you just said. So Abrilla, if you're listening, what Amina was just saying is that if somebody's going through that, then they need to talk to somebody first. Give them that domestic violence number. Let me put it on Facebook. What's that number?
Okay, the number is 1-800-787-3224. 1-800-787-3224. Or they can even call my number, 202-656-1356. 202-656-1356. The 1-800 number is the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and that, of course, is the first number that I encourage anyone to use, because that can be the number for anyone wherever they live, and they can also give them good support centers that can also help them and call, in their area that they live in.
Okay, great advice. So, Amina, tell us what about the event that you have going on Saturday.
Well, I'm so excited because this is my first event, empowerment seminar that I'm doing this Saturday, and it's for all women. Specifically, of course, men can come too, but it's specifically for all women. Live to be Empowered is the name of the event, and what I really wanted to do was bring women together from all walks of life. Specifically, I am inviting from 3 local shelters women from either DV centers, domestic violence centers, or just the local shelters to have them join us. And I really, because of the Domestic Violence Month, I really wanted it for them, but at the same time, I didn't want it to be labeled as a domestic violence event per se, because I wanted to be a room of women from all walks, so that women who may not be the victims or in transition can empower the others that are, and vice versa. So I just am really excited about this free event, and more so with you all's partnership, Mr. Bennett. Thank you so much. Being a part of the event as well. So I can't wait for Saturday.
So
because it's free, so everyone should be there.
So what can the ladies expect when they show up there? What are the hours and things like that?
Okay, so on Saturday we're going to actually be there from 9 to 4.
You're going to be at Canaan Baptist Church.
Yes, the host site is Canaan Baptist Church in Northwest. And we're going to be having different workshops, all in the same room, the same time. We're not going to be breaking out. So we're going to talk about goal setting, maximizing your natural talent, as far as even things that different people want to do, from entrepreneurship, workforce development. We're going to also have a Zumba instructor there, so we're going to do a little bit of demonstration with Zumba, but also talk about nutrition and health, free lunch, and then door prizes, and of course you all with Bennett Career Institute, and finishing the afternoon of the workshop and talking about hair and makeup, and even doing some hair on site. So I'm excited.
Yes, we're going to be doing hair. Is it looking fine on a dime?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we're excited.
And even with that, definitely want to talk about that, because again, there's so many women, especially women from the domestic violence centers. I just did my first empowerment training last week at a domestic violence center, and a lot of the ladies, that's the biggest thing that the program director talked to me about, and that's another reason why I said it for after lunch, you all's workshop, is because we want to talk about hair, want to talk about how they can have healthy hair, but also that's a part of their esteem. So many of them just feel just yucky from the outside in, from the inside out, and just even, with that piece of the workshop, I think that that's going to be wonderful, and they're really looking forward to it.
That's wonderful. Okay, so if someone would like to register, Amina, what should they do?
Actually, today is the cutoff day. So they just need to call 202-656-1356 and let me know, how many people that they will be either attending or bringing as a guest, so that we can have the appropriate things for them on Saturday. So again, the number is 202-656-1356.
Let me ask you a question before we let you leave, Amina. What is one of the main things a person could give to a person dealing with domestic violence? Like, what is it that you would have wished you had in another person when you were actually going through it?
That someone believed me.
Okay. And was that very difficult to find, just someone to believe you?
Yeah, because a lot of times, as I mentioned before, a lot of times when you reach out, some people think that it's your problem. They don't want to really, give you the love or the attention or the ear to say, wait a minute, that's not right. And especially if it's non-physical, because that's still something that is, not really talked about. But just the mere fact of, that's why I mentioned about speaking out, just the mere fact of making sure that you speak out to someone that will help you change your situation. It was something that Mr. Bennett mentioned. I don't know if it was a Facebook page or quote or something, but I do want to just say that someone has said, well, why don't they just leave? Why do they go back? It is reported with breakthecycle.org that a victim of domestic violence waits until they have been hit an average of 35 times before even filing a police report.
And you know what, Amina, I think that, listen to me, I think that a lot of that has to do with women thinking and men thinking that it was an accident, it's going to change. Linda Trendy just got upset, that's why she punched me. Trendy going through some things, this is why I got hit.
I said the wrong thing, that's why he strikes me. I shouldn't have said that. If I wouldn't have said that, he wouldn't have hit
still
me.
No excuse.
It's no excuse.
No,
but this
right.
is what happened.
But this is what happened. I think about the show, the James Brown show, when what was her name? Jill Scott had the girls out for the
Christmas event. She had that nice event.
She was doing a Trendy Lindy for Christmas. Because I can see, but you know what though, Amina? No, listen, and I said because I need help too. My new mantra now is I want to do better, which is true, because I can see me and Trendy being married, and she got them girls out Christmas time and have every man looking at them girls, and as soon as the door shut, knock her across the room like James Brown did his wife. That's not right.
I would not have been there. I said, why is Jill still in this movie? Because I would have been. Listen to me.
Linda would have. You would have been there.
I would have done a Tina Turner. What does love have to do with you knocking me across the room?
Amina, I think that Linda is saying this. Amina, wait a minute. Linda is saying this because she's not in the situation.
I've been in the situation,
but let me just say this, though. Let me say this. A lot of times when we love someone, we have a blind eye to the things that we know that our eyes should be wide open, but our eyes are wide shut. What were you about to say, Amina?
No, I was just going to say everything. The dialogue is so good because this is real. This is what happens, and there's so many things you even mentioned before you went to break was about the mental and the mental into the material. Where people, you're in this relationship, but you're getting these gifts, and you're getting. It goes back to what I said before. There's so many reasons why people do not leave. There's so many reasons why it takes 35 times before they even file a police report. So these are things that, at the end of the day, I just want to leave because, granted, this conversation, this dialogue can definitely keep going on, and there's so many valid points on both sides. But one thing I want to leave by saying, very simple, is that love is what love does. And one thing that love should not do is love should not hurt. Love should not hurt you physically. Love should not hurt you emotionally. Love should not hurt you mentally, and definitely should not hurt you verbally. So when it, that slogan or school saying that, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. No, words do hurt. So all of that is, remember that.
The Bible says a tongue is like a two-edged sword.
That's right. And love should not hurt. So if you're experiencing any of these things that we have discussed thus far, the National Domestic Violence Hotline number, just seeking, even with Mr. Bennett, as he mentioned, as well as you, Trinity Linda, about just what you all do. I mean, just find people who at the end of the day that you can trust and feel safe to be able to let them know what's going on, because we all can be a part of helping to save a life.
That's right.
That's right. Amina, that was really awesome. You know what? We're going to have, and Linda will call you before the end of the month, we're going to have a part 2 This should have been a 2-hour conversation because we need to go this, because oftentimes we have people who say they don't know how to leave. They don't know how to get up. And I think a lot of times it's because the person has made you feel so comfortable in your situation. It's difficult to get up because then the students, the people will say to me, well, where do I go? What do I do? I have no one else, because oftentimes the person have manipulated you away from your family. They have manipulated you away from your family, so then your family already feeling a certain kind of way because you don't come around. You can't really talk. As soon as you come home, you got to get off the phone. You know, you can't do this and you can't do that, and they do that on purpose. They are great manipulators. And the unfortunate thing is that it goes all the way back. It goes back from childhood. It goes back from being abused or seeing abuse, and that forms the foundation of who we are. So when we get in a situation, it's like the cycle continues over and over, and Amina is saying it has to stop now. 202-656-1356 if you want to come to her event or just talk to her more about domestic violence. You have to open your mouth. This is C. Allen and Trendy Lindy. Thank you, Amina. We got to go to break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You'll always be the beautiful I sing about.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Your amazing grace.
Good morning. This WOL Traffic Update is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life. Inner loop after Ritchie Marlboro Road. The left lane is closed with construction. Southbound of the BW Parkway, it was construction after 410, before 450, and an accident in the same location to slow you down from the Beltway. Northbound 295 ramp to the 11th Street Bridge. The right lane is blocked, and it's causing a brief delay as you head through there as you stay over to the left. Winston Churchill's words stir his country in the face of defeat. Today they inspire us to reach for our own victories. Commitment, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com. Now your WOL weather forecast brought to you by a great new way to commute. For today, clouds and sun, a high near 67. For tonight, cloudy down to 52. Tomorrow, increasing clouds and showers and a high near 68.
The 95 express lanes open in December. Everyone needs an Easy Pass to use the lanes. Carpoolers need an Easy Pass Flex. Learn more today at 95expresslanes.com.
Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
Join 1450 WOL as we salute Marion Barry on 40 years of service to the District of Columbia. Thursday, October 23rd from 4 to 4:30 p.m. with Carl Nelson on 1450 WOL.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
All right, everyone, we're back here.
Thank you, Lonzo, for letting us get that out before you put us back live.
On the show.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, a lot of people, Trendy, you're saying that you're going on and on about that would not happen to you, but what I'm saying is that most people are great. Let me just say this, and I'm not trying to put a bad rap on incarcerated men.
Okay.
But what I will say is, because I worked at a jail for many years, a lot of men, they know, especially those in jail, they learn how to manipulate people, and they know the words to say. You know, they end every conversation with "I love you," because you got to think about the self-fulfilling prophecy. You got to think about what they doing. You know, how they say to people, "Have a blessed day." You know, "I love you," all that kind of stuff. But then they will turn in a minute and they will say all kind of things to you. But what happens is that a lot of times what people have to understand is that as a man, period, Trendy, we can look at women, Alonzo, you know I'm telling the truth, we can look and see who's easy, we can look and see who's ready to go, we can look and see who I make him manipulate, we can look and see who's been fatherless and didn't have any male role models in their life. We can look and see oftentimes the people that we may think that we can get away with stuff with. Sometimes we right, sometimes we wrong, but we still have that idea. And what happens is that a lot of times what people would do is they will work on you. And some of you listening know what I'm talking about. People will work on you. And what I mean by that is they start out real good and everything, and they laugh and joke and all that. The sex is wonderful. Everything is fine. Then when they hook you, then all of a sudden things come out. you know, you missed a turn, and they say, Dad, you missed a turn with your stupid self, and you don't say anything. You be like, oh, wow, you called. No, what most women do is they shut down. They don't say anything at all. So then an hour go by, boo, why you ain't saying nothing? Because I can't believe you called me stupid. Oh, you know, I was just joking with you. I was mad because, you know what I'm saying, we missed the first part of the movie. But what you did was you didn't nip it. You shut down, and then you said, oh, because I was mad at you. Yeah, okay. Then next month, you burn the fried chicken. Why you burn the fried chicken? You a dumb somebody. I told you to get the fried chicken. And then you be like, I thought you got it. But you still allowing it to go on. So it starts with a simple, stupid, dumb. It starts with stuff like that. Then it begins to get into you a hoe, you a B, you this, you that. Then you have little words back and forward, but these are things that you allow to happen. And some of us, we have seen it happen with our big sisters, and some of you have seen it happen with your mom and all that kind of stuff. So then you get to the point where you say stuff like, I'll never let. So, you know, I've had women, Alonzo, that I've counseled who said to me that I don't want a relationship with a man. I want one with another woman because of what I have seen transpired over the years. What I'm telling you is it starts with you opening up your mouth. It starts with you having a conversation. Everyone who is listening to me today in my few minutes left, you need either the domestic violence hotline, you need to call someone, you need to go to the church house. You need to go to wherever you think that you can get help from. But you need to be able to talk to someone that can give you the kind of information and inspiration that you need. First of all, it's about you being independent anyway, standing on your own 2 feet. Being able to, if you need to, most of us, the problem is we stay because we have nowhere to go. We're stuck in a situation. If you start to take care of yourself, you can do bad by yourself.
Exactly.
Let's go to the phone lines. Dave, good morning. Welcome to the C. Allen Morning Show.
Good morning, C. Allen and Trendy Lindy.
Good morning, Dave.
Oh, man, I'm going to get straight to it. C. Allen, you hit the nail right on the head all this morning when it comes to domestic violence. First of all, you know it goes back for the last 40 years. That's about time when a lot of it came down. Black man beating on our mamas a lot. I hate to say it, but that's what happened. And you hit on a lot of our sisters make bad choices, keep grabbing their brothers. Like I say, out here hustling. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's keep it real. And like you said, you was talking about the brothers. When you go back and forth to penitentiary, you get a degree and work in your mouth.
Absolutely.
And you can tell a person anything, especially women, and they go and believe it, especially when they're just grabbing for straws. So this is real stuff, and it's even gotten worse. 40, 50 years ago, at least you had to have a belt in your pants. Nowadays, you don't have to have a belt in your pants. And the ones that seem like to me, the ones that don't wear a belt in their pants, them are the ones that get all the good-looking women. Even though a lot of them the women ain't doing the right thing themselves, at least they getting them.
But you know what, Dave? It's really funny you said that because we had a discussion where a lot of women said that they want a thug. They want the tattoos on the face and on the body, and they want the sagging pants and all that kind of stuff. They want the thrill of being with somebody that's on the rougher side of life. They look at that as being attractive. And to me, there's a problem with that when you want someone that is a known thug. It turns them on when they know that they have a gun and when they know that they're a big, bad person in the streets. And that's unfortunate, but that's what a lot of women want. I've had people to tell me I divorced my husband because he wasn't thug enough.
No.
Oh, that's some real stuff he telling y'all. And y'all know he telling the truth. That's why it's been so hard for me and the president to keep a little honey from time to time. Because we don't have all those marks the rest of the brothers got. With all the tattoos and we like to wear suits and ties.
Absolutely. And a lot of times the same ones, especially the ones in the church, you know, they got a good man in the church, but they would rather go with the cut up body, tattoo on the risky side, opposed to being happy with the man that they have. So the thing is that we're not just talking about domestic violence in reference to women, but we also talking about choices. Thank you, Dave. It's about making the right choices.
And I'm gone. That's why I always tell Trendy Lindy when it comes to relationships, men don't choose women, women choose men. So don't y'all get the game twisted, and I'm gone.
Thank you, Dave.
We gonna talk about that, Dave.
Because no, that's fine. Who else do we have? Okay, because the thing is that it's important now, everybody, to really.
So let's talk real briefly, C. Allen, the verbal abuse part. Now, is that common with women verbally abusing men? Because you know we talk.
Absolutely.
We talk double the time that our man talk. You
Absolutely.
know, y'all talk 100.
Absolutely. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Yeah. Let's go to Omar. Omar, good morning. What's your comment?
Good morning, brother. I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, very good.
Morning.
Thank you for listening, Omar.
I want to make this real quick because I know y'all don't have a lot of time. 28 years old, single, 2 master degrees, okay? Can't get a woman for anything because they want the Lil Wayne clone, the 2 Chainz clone. But what happens is he gets you pregnant and he leaves you and you got 2 or 3 kids. Then you want a good man, but the good man doesn't want the girl with the luggage.
That's good. Thank you, Omar, for your comment. That's good.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, that's good.
But I would like to know what type of lady is Omar looking for, because oftentimes Henry and I, we always go back and forth. He talk about how, you know, the woman, you know, he go after, she don't want them short and round. She want them tall and handsome and dark and stuff. But what type of lady are you looking for?
Well,
are you looking for the video?
Phone.
But not okay. But he can hear me. We're gonna talk about this again. Are you looking for the video vixen? What are you looking for? What's the woman you going after?
Omar said,
because that makes a difference.
And Omar, make sure you listen next week because we're going to talk about that.
Omar.
We're going to talk about relationships, trendy favorite topic next week on the C. Allen Morning Show, because we got to get this out, because Omar just said, listeners, that he has 2 master's degrees.
Yeah, 28.
And they would rather have the Lil Wayne than have someone like them. But then they come along, because like my last girlfriend had 2 babies. She was beautiful, but she had 2 babies. So my question is that, well, why can't we get the single one with no children? Why? Because they go after those kind of people in the beginning. Because are they trying to fill it for fantasy? But let me just answer this. We only got 2 minutes left. Let me just answer this. Trendy said, well, what about the women? Let me tell you something. There are, because I counsel the men, and there are so many wives and women out there that are nagging their husbands, that are being verbally abusive to their husband. They're making their husbands feel like that they don't make enough money, that they're not doing enough when they're on a plan, when they're striving. A lot of times, ladies, you not paying attention to your verbal abuse. You come home and you say, I got to do everything with your lazy self. Why couldn't you do this? Why couldn't you do that? I would have been better. My mother told me not to marry you. All that kind of stuff. A lot of times your mouth drive us out the house.
That's true. That is the truth.
And you all go on and on and on and on. How do you think we feel? And you're saying this in front of our children about how we're no good and how we this and how we that. What I'm telling you is, everyone, a lot of us are just broken. Yeah. We need to bring it back to the very beginning. We need to start mending ourselves before we begin to open our mouths. This is C. Allen and Trendy Lindy. Next week is going to be hot on the wire. We're going to talk about domestic violence a little bit more. We're going to have more guests to call in. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about when is enough. What happens if the women strike first? Because so many women, we get into an argument and you want to hit us, but then if we hit you back, oh my God, pamper yourself. It's your duty. Why?
Because you are worth it.
Have a good week, everyone.
Bye bye.
This beautiful day.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
It's a beautiful day. Elevate your mind. Elevate your spirit at Elevate.com. Discover keys to improve your finances, health and fitness tips, and daily articles to uplift your spirits throughout your day. Build yourself for better living. Enter into serenity. Experience growth. It is all here at Elevate.com. Visit www.elevnumber8.com today. Elevate.com, empowering you.
Bad credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates or low minimum payments. Before you know it, you owe thousands of dollars in credit card debt. It has happened to millions of good people just like you. But here's the good news. Thanks to a powerful program now approved, anyone with $2,000 or more in credit card debt can cut their credit card payments up to half and even reduce or eliminate interest charges altogether. That's right. Our nationwide nonprofit program is helping U.S. residents cut their credit card payments. Call 800-925-8130 now. The call and information are free. We've helped over 500,000 people with their credit card debt, and now we can help you. Call 800-925-8130 to see how this powerful nonprofit program can work for you. Bad credit card debt happens to good people. Get free of credit card debt today. Call 800-925-8130. That's 800-925-8130. Again, 800-925-8130.
Join 1450 WOL as we salute Marion Barry on 40 years of service to the District of Columbia. Thursday, October 23rd from 4 to 4:30 p.m. with Carl Nelson on 1450 WOL. 1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. and WPRS HD2 Waldorf, Washington. A Radio 1 station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.
HelloBeautiful.com is the website for today's black woman. Whether you follow the power moves of Michelle Obama and Oprah, or just want to keep up with the Braxtons and Basketball Wives. Whether you need some help with your outfit, or if you want to clown on someone else's. Hello Beautiful is helpful hints and guilty pleasures. Hello Beautiful keeps you connected and gives you a break. For every part of you, HelloBeautiful.com.
Owning and caring for a home comes with a lot of to-dos. Tune up the furnace, clean the gutters, remodel the bathroom. Whatever your home improvement need, Home Advisor can help you find a pro you can trust to get the job done right. Go to fixitfast.homeadvisor.com for instant access to top-rated pros in your area. And Home Advisor's absolutely free to use. You can read customer reviews of the pros. Even use the cost guide to find out what hundreds of other home projects cost in your area. Go to fixitfast.homeadvisor.com to find the right pro for your project.
Hey parents, do kids think you're out of touch because of the way you dress?
Yes.
Well, say hello to instant style with Fashion On. Just spray Fashion On whatever you're wearing and look cool in an instant. Turn orthopedic shoes into vintage high tops, pleated khakis into skinny jeans. Even clip-on ties become fly gold chains. Just spray, let it dry, and presto.
What about my fanny pack?
You mean your hip MP3 player?
Wow.
What about my bifocals? You mean your hot pink shutter shades? Hey, I can't see. But your kids can see you, and trust me, they see fashion.
Thanks, Fashion On.
Fashion On is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt Us Kids and the Ad Council.
If you're now a high-risk driver due to a DUI, DWI, or tickets for aggressive driving, you must listen to this message. We're the largest insurance company in the U.S., specializing in low-cost SR22 auto insurance. If you need SR22 auto insurance, or if you have it now and are paying too much, you need to call us today for your free quote at 800-920-1387. We'll help you get SR22 insurance that you can afford. We'll even handle the filings for you. Call now at 800-920-1387. That's 800-920-1387.
McGruff here.
The crime dog?
Yep.
I think I'm gonna need your help. I've got an internet bully.
Okay, well, what you do is...
Maybe you could put a virus on her computer. Or a tracking device. Or a bug.
You don't have to do that, oh yeah.
Or maybe we could get an attack dog. You ever see those attack dogs that can, like, rip a person's arm off? Seriously. Or like a SWAT team. A cyber SWAT team or something. Or like an army. Did you ever see that zombie army movie? We should get a zombie army.
Wait. All you need to do to stop an internet bully is delete their messages and never forward them on.
So, no zombies?
No zombies.
Bummer.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. For more information, visit ncpc.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, Crime Prevention Coalition of America, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For free inventors information, call 1-800-497-9975. 1-800-497-9975. That's 1-800-497-9975.
If your child is choking, stand behind them and wrap your arms around their waist. Place the thumb side of your fist against their upper abdomen. Put your other hand over the fist. Now press the fist into your child's abdomen with a quick inward and upward thrust. Repeat quick thrusts until object and airway.
You know how to help your child if they're